anybody's noticed that Chandra's been wearing many ugly sweaters tonight.
I couldn't pick one. My dinosaur.
She like a prize if you remember them all or something. Thank you so much, Amanda, for starting off our featured readers for tonight. It's very special. Our next reader is Aimee Mackovic. She lives in Austin, Texas, where she is the professor of English at Austin Community College. She received her BA from Wake Forest University and her MFA from Spalding University. She has been awarded residencies from the Malay Colony and Bread Loaf Writers Conference. Her work has appeared in numerous journals, including Main Street Rag, 94 Creations, The Crescent, and U City Review, where she was the notable poet for issue number 9. Her poem, Other Words for Woman, was included in the art exhibit Arising, curated by Yoko Ono at the Reykjavik Art Museum in Reykjavik, Iceland this year. That's really cool.
We were geeking out about it a little bit.
I'm like supposed to carry on with my life after that. So, okay. I'm not a very cool person at all, you guys. So, her chapbook, A Sentenced Woman, was published by Finishing Line Press in 2007. Her 2 other chapbooks, Potpourri and Dearly Beloved, The Prince Poems, are available at aimeemackovic.com or Amazon, or here tonight. Yeah, they're on that table like Chandra just said. Her favorite flavor of ice cream is a tie between a peppermint and a mint chocolate chip. So imagine it's really hard for you to choose tonight. So please give it up for Aimee.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I always love coming to these ice cream socials every month. They're really just an awesome way to come together and have a good time. So. And tonight I'm gonna read a few old poems and a few new poems and a few in between ones. So, and I brought some copies of. I'm gonna read a couple poems from this one called Potpourri. So a short while back, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I don't know if you remember when Mattel announced that Barbie was going to break up with Ken after like 50 years. I was like, wow, that's kind of interesting that they even have to hold a whole press conference. But I grew up playing Ken and Barbie, and they were the couple, right? So when they broke up, I had to write a Barbie's letter to Ken upon their breakup after 50 years. All I wanted was to make an honest living without having to trick my way from meal to meal, like hot orphans with no parents often do. I remember your white shirt blinded me. I wanted to make a home of the pressed pleats of your khakis. Everyone said we were made for each other. In some ways, they were right. More than being your girl, I wanted to be worthy of you, of myself. I felt my future opening up like a defiant flower budding in winter. I took my mini-skirted, high-heeled self straight down to the community college and enrolled in nursing school. The man in the admissions office wore tight lips. His good luck hit me with an almost lethal sneer. 3 nights a week I learned about vital signs, the delicious clapping of heart valves, how to feel the sweet swish of a pulse on my fingers. Then someone said the average human only uses 10% of the brain. I wouldn't be average. No one dreams of average. I decided to become a teacher so I could press the next generation to be anything but average. One day, I spied a kitten mangled and bleeding on the side of the road. I fixed her up. As her sandpaper tongue scraped my cheek, and I thought about veterinary school, I admitted my addiction to learning. Next came cooking class so that I could cook you a gourmet meal. Flight attendant training so we could travel on our whims. I perfected the art of reinvention while you lived the life of a shadow, living in my dream house, but your dream. I know there was no warmth to my shadows, but my love, there's no fire that cannot burn without some beautiful, tragic destruction. This one, I wrote, I was in Berlin, and we were at one of the We're at the Holocaust Memorial, and if you've ever been there, it's these huge graphic, lots of stones. It's kind of a labyrinth type place. And so sometimes when you're walking through it, you'll catch people, you'll run into people as you're wandering through it. And there was this couple that was just kind of nicely, they're really cute, just walking through, and they're having their own little moment, and it was really sweet. So I wrote a little poem about them. Couple kissing at a memorial. You really can't blame them for letting the love take over. Holding hands in Europe is every cliche everyone wants to live. She sinks into him, he steadies himself before leaning in for a kiss. She steadies her soul against his. Here in this flash is love. They brace themselves within each other. Everyone else leaves them be, their gift of silence. Everyone knows this is a memorial, a place to steady ourselves, against the past. Weep love. Love feels okay here. Everyone is a balm, a force to steady. All right. So this one I'm going to read is new one that's not in any book yet. A body rebuild. Did you know that the body rebuilds a human skeleton marrow to hard casing every 3 months? Every 1900 hours, we are remade. The hand that first shook yours in the damp swamp of an Indian summer heat is not the same one whose fingers bend to curl around the soft electric of your hips under winter's bland waxing and snow fits. Your hips are not the same hips. Your jaw will yield to still yet another jaw that will blister itself in summer's mad rage to say those words that will cause my new-formed feet to turn on the ignorant heels and walk away, with no memory of the past 9 months. Arrogant and blissful, strong fingers carry me. A knuckle dabs at the inside corner of an eye, but doesn't know why. The eye sockets filled, but don't understand. Can't feel the reason for such a hot and painful tempest. Okay, so now I'll read a few poems from one of my newest little chapbooks called Dares and Love, the Prince Poems, and I do have some in the back. So this book happened in April. I had the weird fate to be at his last concert, and then of course he died a week after, and these poems just like, the next 2 months just like kind of vomiting all over the page. This poem just kind of came out. I've been a huge Prince fan for decades, so but I was really happy with how these turned out. I think they're kind of fun. So, all right. Self-portrait as Prince's guitar. The world be so fooled by us, thinking we two different things, but it ain't like that. See, like ice and water, we just two forms of the same element. Just two notes of the same universal chord. He asked me the questions relentless. I sing him all the answers. But nobody can pop that bond like a string. We so tight, even the sun slapped the moon, say, why can't we be like that? Apologies to a concertee worn twice. Apologies for the scowl I gave the merchant as I handed over my credit card, thinking I could buy a few good bottles of wine instead. Please forgive me for blowing you up willy-nilly, stuffing you in the bottom of my purse, not even thinking to change it to you before the show, not even fathoming your want to be a part of it. If you could excuse my absolute impertinence for changing out of you the next day, after I paired you with some leggings in a tribal pattern, and my friend said, no. And I'm sorry I haven't worn you since. Kept you voided at the bottom of the lightless dresser drawer. Residue of a spent grenade. A thickly barbed memory I can't bear to snag myself with. Can't take chance of a prick. This one's called Palindrome. If you know what a palindrome is, like a number 9669, so it's the same word as backwards, right? You glide backwards from the deep shadows, off stage to the piano center stage. The crowd takes back the double encore, not whipped into a collective frenzy of love so sweet and reverent. We bottle it all back up into our soon-to-be ignorant veins, I unclench my fist from the not yet purchased concert tee. The ticket scanner unscans my ticket. I do not smell magic, and I'm not unelectrified. I do not step inside. I unsnap the picture of the marquee with your name in lights. I take off the purple shirt and black boots. Mascara never makes it onto my lashes, and my lips are never glossed. I unsing your high falsettos, un-air guitar the riffs in the car on my way from the airport. I take back my credit card information for the concert ticket, uncheck the small red box saying confirm purchase. I unchange my life. I'm 36 and never date the oil worker just because he drives a purple Harley and knows the lyrics to your songs. I unfill my wardrobe and apartment with every and any hue of purple. I rewind Purple Rain. I do not press play. I'm 25 and not dancing in a dive bar at 1 a.m. to you. I unadopt the lifestyle. I untether my teenage years from MTV, untangle my pulse from your hits, and I don't look to you for answers for all my adolescent questions. I am 13. I unbreak the plastic of my new cassette tape. You on the motorcycle with that look, those eyes. My psyche isn't smashed. A bomb waits, feels the heat. The fuse is not fresh lit, not ravenously hungry. All right, two more. I'll do one more Prince one. Idiot's Guide to Listening to Prince. Expel the ears. Use instead the completeness of your marrow. Let him raise you to the ground in a flash. Just be struck mum until he summons every smidge of you from dregs, seizes it all, sets a flame saying, look how beautiful a wicked ablaze you make. Look. He will exhume your body voice from taut shadows, show you all his aggrandizements glinting, throw you back to the world with a wink, going, baby, didn't you know you could fly? And you will. All right, do one more. I'll end on a happy note. This is just a yet to be put into a book poem called Happy Diary. My nephew's peanut butter covered fingers, his awkward high five that misses my hand but not my heart. Apple pie in my tongue and ice cream mixed just right. The warm drizzled swatch of sunlight dropped lazily over my sleeping dog's stomach and thighs, letting the ocean air and water cleanse me fry and dry. My hair to delicious crisp. A fight that binds. Christmas lights puncturing a twilight so quietly everything shatters. A summer night overflowing with heat and moon. A neatly tied bow tie, one undone by passion. Wind chimes. The white and absolute black of a poem on a page. The wink of an eye takes all my chinks of broken pieces inside and puts them back together again quick on the fly.